Welcome to the corporate overview of Equis Financial. My name is Rich Gale, head of the Gale Group, and I'll be your narrator for today. Over the next few moments, we'll talk about our company itself, the market we serve and protect, all of the products that we carry, our direct mail lead system, our fantastic training, and of course our compensation package. Equis Financial is a partnership of agents and agency builders, founded in 2015 by insurance sales veterans with decades of experience. We partner with insurance companies to bring our agents the best competitive products. This way you are not a captured agent and you can offer all the products that all the different carriers we have. Our agents follow up on people that have requested coverage through our direct mail system, and using that system, our agents are able to quickly build a solid client base. Our top executives are Barry Clarkson, Rob Jones, Kevin Davies, Bill Martin, Glenn Davies, and Pete Lee. Between the six of them, they have over 100 years in the insurance industry, and Barry Clarkson has owned several insurance agencies and is one of the most respected men in the industry. Some of the facts of life may surprise you. U.S. life and annuity market in 2015 reported revenue exceeding $814 billion. However, in 2012, LIMRA estimated that the unmet life insurance need in the U.S. alone was over $15 trillion. 40% of Americans have no life insurance at all, and that's over 128 million people nationwide. And of those remaining people, almost half only have life insurance through their employer. These policies have very low limits, and when you stop working for that employer, no job means no coverage. 70% of households say they would have trouble with everyday expenses, just paying the light bill and buying groceries, if the primary wage earner were to pass. And more than 50% of those interviewed said they'd rather buy insurance person to person than over the internet. Products that we carry, we specialize in mortgage protection, which is a policy that will pay off the mortgage or at least help the family make payments in case of a death in the family. This way they don't lose the equity in the home. We also offer term and universal life, disability, critical illness, which is very important these days, final expense coverage, and of course, we are your safe money go-to people. We handle annuities, whole life, universal life. As you can see, we've partnered with over a dozen of the strongest insurance companies in the industry. All of them have an A+ rating, and this way you are not a captive agent. You have the ability to offer any product that any of our carriers have. Here's how we create qualified leads. We gather information from the local courthouses, those people that have just purchased or refied a mortgage. Letters are printed in their name, prepared, and mailed out to those individuals. Roughly 1.5% or 1.5 people out of 100 will decide they're interested, fill out the form, call the 800 number, or go online and do the online application. Once received, those leads are uploaded for distribution, immediately assigned to our agents, and the agents contact those people and set the appointment. A qualified lead looks as follows. The beginning of the letter shows their name, address, how much their loan amount is for, and with what lender. They then fill in their information, including phone numbers, full name, age, height, weight, etc., and they sign the form. They also can call the 800 number or fill this form out online. Those leads, as you can see, are clear and concise, and the agent has the ability to contact these people within hours after them completing the form. Our training is phenomenal. We have created an online training program called Launchpad that you have access to 24 hours a day. that has every recording and podcast, etc., that we've ever done, and is online for training purposes anytime you wish to access. We also have a 24-hour-a-day agent concierge program, which is the first of the kind in the industry. This is where you are at the table or have a major question and need help with an answer and you can't reach your direct upline. You're able to call this concierge, and regional manager from across the country will answer the phone, help you with what you need, and make sure if you're at the table that all questions are answered with your clients. We also have our Equis training studio, which is our podcast network. We do quick start meetings throughout the year in cities throughout the country. We have regional sales training meetings as well, and you have direct access to our executive training team. So if you have a question about being on the phone or in the home and you'd like to speak to Bill Martin or Rob Jones, we can make that happen. Our compensation is as follows. Now the numbers on your screen are to the penny of what the average individual does across the country. For ease of access, all I'm going to do is discuss that if the average person spent $1,000 a month, then at 70% commission, you would be earning $700 commission for every adult you sell. Besides that, some carriers do pay renewals through year 2 through year 10. And of course, if you decide to build your own agency, anyone that's on your team below you, you make an override on. And the override is the difference between your commission structure and where your new people are on their commission level. As you can see, once the policy is issued, within 72 hours, we are paid 75% of our annual commission up front. So that means once your client makes their first monthly payment, we receive 9 months of our commission up front. The other 25% are months 10, 11, and 12. You will receive each of those months a third of that 25%. Here are some compensation examples, and again, everything is listed to the penny, and I will give you round numbers. And contact your upline if there's any questions, or at the end of this slideshow, my name and contact information will be on the screen. Feel free to give me a call to answer any other questions. But let's start with the part-time individual. If a part-timer sells 1 to 2 apps per week, they're going to be bringing in excess of $2,000 in APV. At a 70% commission rate, as I said, you would earn approximately $700 per adult sale. Roughly 500 of that would come up front, and the other 200 coming in month 10, 11, and 12. There are also statistics on the screen saying that the national the national average of issue rate is 75%. So what that's telling you is 3 out of 4 people that do an application will be approved and paid. So based on an app and your first 75% or 9 months commission up front, you'll be earning close to $30,000 per year for every adult you sell. Let's talk about a full-time player. Full-time agent is going to be writing 4 to 5 apps per week or 4 to 5,000 in APV. If 3 out of 4 of those are issued, your APV net would be close to 4,000. At this point, when you're doing this kind of money, your percentage would have increased, and this is an example at 90%, you would earn roughly $3,500. Out of that $3,500, we get the first 75% or 9 months advanced, and as you can see, that's $2,500 a month or over $125,000 a year. The fourth column is assuming you're buying nothing but top leads. But again, that lead cost will be roughly half of that national average. And again, you'll be earning well over $125,000 per year. So again, using just A leads, you're looking at over $100,000 a year. But again, we have B and C leads, which are less expensive. And between those, it should factor out to about $125,000 per year for a full-time agent. Again, if you're making $700 per sale, each adult sale per week, that's $35,000 a year for every adult you sell per week. So sell 3 a week, you're making well over $100,000. Our $50,000 agency. Our $50,000 agency is assuming 15 applications per week, your 5 and another 10 from your downline. So again, your 5 apps, if you're at 100% at this point, your issue rate in advance, well over $2,200 per week in personal production. But again, that is assuming top dollar lead cost. Those numbers should be cut in half, and your numbers will be about $2,500 per week. Add in the 10 apps that your team does. They do roughly 10 grand, issue rate 75%. You're making a 25% override average per commission. And after your advance is another $1,500 a week, because there is no lead cost to you, as this is your override from your agent's work habits. So again, when you do the math of your commission up front and your override up front, it's $186,000 a year. And again, this is not including the monies you'll be receiving in month 10, 11, and 12. And finally, the $100,000 agency. The $100,000 agency will be bringing in roughly 30 applications per week, 5 from you and 25 from your team. At this point, you're going to be at 110% commission rate due to the volume of your team. Minus the issue rate in advance, you're looking at bringing in over $2,500 a week on your personal production alone. And again, that's without month 10, 11, and 12. If 15 of those apps are issued and you're earning a 20% override, you're looking at roughly $2,300 in override commission. And let's say another, your advance rate was 75%, you're looking at over $1,700 a week in override performance on those 15 apps. That will equal 20 apps total. The other 10 apps are as follows. The other 10 apps, they're expecting a 35% override commission on your new people. After advance, another $2,000 a week in override, or roughly $8,000 to $10,000 a month in override. Combined are as follows. Combine your override, the $1,700 on your first 15 apps below you, and the other 10 apps of $2,000, gives you over $300,000 per year as a $100,000 a month agency. And folks, this is only $25,000 a week in premiums issue paid. Again, based on your entire team, if everybody's writing 3 or 4, you only need 8 to 10 people to be a $100,000 a month agency. So to recap, again, you're earning $30,000 plus for every app that you write. If you're a full-timer, you're making in excess of $100,000 to $125,000 a year and beyond based upon how fast you increase your commission level. A $50,000 agency should bring in $185,000 plus a year, and a $100,000 agency should bring in well over $300,000 per year. Your next step is as follows. If you're already licensed, you're going to receive your ICA, sign your contracting, and get that in, and you'll be granted access to your own financial agent site. You're going to establish what lead order you're looking for, what type of money we're going to be spending per week. And again, as a round number in the Gale group, we spend 10 to 13% of our overhead is lead acquisition. You're going to complete your online training, subscribe to all the podcast training programs, as these are essential for your ongoing learning and training. And then you're going to start dialing and running appointments. If you're not currently licensed, you're going to sign your ICA, your contracting agreement, which will establish you in the Equis website and give you your own agency website. You'll complete the online pre-licensing training. This is normally $120 for the 20-hour in-home training course, but because of the volume we do, we have a special rate of only $50. Once you've passed the pre-licensing, you'll be able to contact the state, set up your exam, take your test. Once you pass your insurance licensing exam, you'll be able to purchase your license. You'll then complete the online training, subscribe to podcast programs, and start dialing and running appointments. And we are very proud to announce our new agent program called Ignite. And what this is once you sign on and start your contracting, from the day your contracting starts with Equis, in your first 30 days, if you write 3 apps totaling at least $2,750 in paid premium in your first 30 days, you'll qualify for an extra 10,000 points towards our next incentive trip, which is a beautiful 7-day cruise in the Bahamas next fall. You'll get a custom polo featuring personalized patch that you can wear on appointments, as well as a ticket, $169 value, to the next national convention in January. We believe that nothing lights a fire under our agents like a trip to the national convention. So make sure you have your convention ticket paid for in order to compete. So I'd like to welcome you to the Equis Financial Company. We are the agent's company. So we now just want you to hit the ground running and ignite your financial future. I'd like to thank you for taking the time today to learn about Equis Financial and all that we have to offer. Again, my name is Rich Gale and my information is on the screen. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and talk to me. I'll be glad to help in any way I can. But your first step is to contact the person that sent you